So where we going? Oh, let's get into this story. So Snow White look like if you Lebanese and you living out in Lebanon or Kuwait, don't expect to see Snow White in any of the theaters out there because it's been banned because they do not like Gal Greenstein. And that's what we call over here because that's her actual name before she decided to go in and change it because she wanted to have a more indigenous last name. Same thing with Netanyahu. He did the same freaking thing where he went and changed his last name so they could sound more indigenous. You know how the colonizers are. So Disney's live action Snow White has been banned from playing in movie theaters in Lebanon due to the presence of the film in the film of Israeli actress Gal Gadot, who plays the role of the evil queen. Now, the ban was ordered by Lebanon's Interior Minister Ahmad al-Hajjar, who, according to local media, was prompted to take action by the country's film and media watchdog amid Israel's ongoing attack on Hezbollah in Lebanon, which have caused civilian deaths. Because Israel out here thinking that they own every goddamn thing, and when you call them out on their shit, they want to accuse you of being a damn anti-Semitic. I said, oh no, you wouldn't know what anti-Semitism was if it slapped you upside the head. Now, however, a representative for Beirut-based Middle East distributor Italia Films, which handles Disney titles in the region, told Variety that Gadot has long been on Lebanon's Israel boycott list and that no movie in which she stars has ever been released in the country. Well, damn, do y'all not get the Fast and the Furious movies? Because she's been in a couple of those. I mean, they did keep her cameo a secret in the last one, so they probably tricked y'all. I don't know if it aired over there, but my Lebanese people, if it did, let me know in the comments. Now, reps for Greenstein, sorry, did not immediately respond to Variety's request for comment. Of course, they're not going to say nothing. What could they say? And I heard when she was in the military, she was a sniper. First of all, was she pregnant when she made this movie? Because she looks a little bumpy-ish. She looks a little thick in the middle. Or was she or was this post-pregnancy? I can't tell. So now, Greenstein was born in Israel and served on the Israel Defense Forces, has been an outspoken advocate for the country, especially following the October 7th attacks by Hamas. In a passionate speech she delivered on March 4th when she was honored at the Anti-Defamation League's annual summit in New York City, she said, quote, "Never did I imagine that on the streets of the United States and different cities around the world, we would see people not condemning Hamas, but celebrating, justifying, and cheering on the massacre of Jews." Well, first of all, sis, that's bullshit because a lot of people were not doing that. What people were going against was the overall genocide and now famine going against Palestinians. So when you look at the amount of people that were killed over in Israel in October versus what is happening now and how literally there's nothing left of Palestine and how y'all are just dropping bombs by the minute. I just saw a thing yesterday where they said it's been 7 weeks since there was food and aid even allowed into Gaza. So for y'all to sit and try to use this as your argument, and most recently you had Dave Draymond, which I had no idea, but I should not be surprised at all that he's a damn Zionist because he just recently went in on Green Day for their performance at Coachella because they changed some of the words where they were showing that they were pro-Palestine. I get y'all have family in Israel, but here's the thing. Y'all are not above reproach, and you should be criticized when y'all doing things that's wrong. And us criticizing your behavior or your justification for why you're doing to what you're doing now to innocent Palestinians, because all of them are not Hamas. Everybody that's in Palestine, in Gaza, is not Hamas. Those who live, out there, they're not terrorists. And that's what it is. It's not even about you trying to get the hostages back. Because Netanyahu, there have been many deals put in place where you can get your hostages back. They're not interested in that. They're interested in stealing all of that land, invading the West Bank, and literally trying to wipe out lineages and generations of people. This is what y'all are doing. So let's not sit up here and try to act like that y'all are the victims of this. You cannot throw your rock, hide your hand, and play the victim. And be afraid of being called out on the overall genocide that a lot of y'all are conducting. And I'm not saying all Israelis are for this because they are not. So of course I got to point out all the sides because then people want to take what you say, misconstrue it, and twist your words. You ain't gonna do that up in here. So I'm not surprised that she would come across and saying what she's saying, which is why people are going in on her and calling her all kinds of Zionists and dragging her down to the floor and talking about why the movie was a flop. It hadn't. It may have partially, maybe it had something to do with Rachel Zegler, but I think for the most part, a lot of people just don't like her. They don't like Gal. Once they figured out the type of woman that she is and what she stands for politically, a lot of people are like, we don't like her. And plus, her ass, she can't act. I was definitely surprised. Patty Jenkins pulled a miracle out of her ass, making her work as Wonder Woman. And yeah, she's a beautiful woman. And she was cute in Wonder Woman, but we saw all them weaknesses when the second one came out. So now I should also point out that the Snow White ban in Lebanon marks a similar move by the country's authorities roughly 2 months ago, when Marvel's Captain America Brave New World was not allowed to screen due to the presence in the film of Israeli actress Shira Haas, who plays one of the Black Widows up in there. And there was controversy around her being in that movie. I remember when they were doing like the premiere in LA, I believe, for Brave New World, which I believe is now, I think it's available on digital, if I'm not mistaken, or it's supposed to be coming to Disney Plus soon. There was like massive protests and stuff outside in regards to that. So people are not feeling her. People are not feeling this movie. Anything that is, you know, pro-Zionist, the people are protesting. And look, the Prime Minister of Lebanon, because I almost forgot what it was, has a right to feel how he feels. And like I said, the people in Kuwait went and banned it too. Because it's like, if you're going to be dropping bombs on my country, acting like y'all own it, then we're going to ban y'all for making any kind of money up in our situation. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story in regards of Snow White being banned in Lebanon due to Gal Greenstein, which I forgot to put that in the damn headline, instead of her Gadot. And I didn't know they had an Israel boycott list. Child, if that ain't shade, I don't know what is. So I definitely want to hear from y'all. So let me know in the comments down below.